Moisturizing your hair while it's in braids is very important. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I moisturize my hair while it's in braids. And I know you guys probably noticed that my braids are different from probably the last time. This was my attempt at Havana twist. And it came out cool, like no complaints. They didn't come out exactly how I imagined them to come out, but they came out pretty good, pretty well. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna start off on this side of my head, and what I use is a mixture. It has some suave coconut conditioner in it with water and coconut oil. The way that I measured it, I didn't really measure it off. I just poured whatever was left of my coconut oil in here, which probably came to about like that much. So a majority of it is probably water, because I didn't want it to be too thick for me to spray into my hair. I didn't want it to leave a residue neither, so I try to make sure that I used a lot of water in it to kind of really, you know. So what I do is I just pretty much start to section off my hair. So I'll take a section like this in the front. I don't spray it onto my scalp. I just spray it onto my actual braids. So sometimes I will take the nozzle and I will spray it in a downward motion just so that it only gets my hair and not my actual scalp. So then I just go through and I just kind of squeeze it. I just squeeze it through the braids to make sure that it penetrates into my actual braid, making it into my actual making it to my hair. So I just spray it in a downward motion and I just make sure to squeeze it and make sure that it gets all in the braids. And then once I'm done with that, I will move on to another section. Like right here. And I will do the same thing where I will take my mix and spray it in a downward motion to keep it away from my scalp. And then I just take it and squeeze it into the braids. And I only focus to the point of my real hair, which is probably about, yeah, to about like right here. Maybe a little bit, tad bit shorter. So I just make sure to squeeze it, focusing it only on my natural hair. Okay? So I'm going to do this to the rest of my hair, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to have a little hair talk. Okay? All right. All right. So that's how I moisturize my braids, just the way that I do it. It's a quick, simple way, especially when you have braids. You know that you need to keep your hair moisturized because it's very important to condition your hair underneath the braids so that you don't have any breakage when you take them out, and so you can retain your length. And we all know about retaining length as naturals and how important that is if you want to see growth. So yeah, and then usually after that I'll just grab some of my coconut oil, rub it into my fingertips, and I would just rub it onto my scalp. So yeah, but I try to keep, and I don't like, okay, how do I say this? My scalp does not like to have anything on it. Like, my scalp can get really irritated really easily. So when I have like conditioner sitting on my scalp for in a long period of time too, like when I deep condition, I have to make sure to keep it off of the scalp. If I get some on the scalp and it's sitting there for some time, and that's the main thing. But like I said again, moisturizing your braids, your braids is very important so that you can keep your hair healthy, maintain your length. You can see great improvements from your hair. I do this every other day, I notice with my hair being in braids, the moisture retention, is that the right word? But the moisture, it just lasts longer. Like, I don't have to moisturize my face all day. I mean, sorry. Wow. Blooper. I don't have to moisturize my hair every day, morning and night. I usually will moisturize it one time a day, either in the morning or either in the night. And then I would skip a day, and then I would do it again in the morning or night. I would moisturize, because I noticed that my hair, like, I took out a braid one time and it was so like moisturized. I was like, coconut oil. I always put an oil in it of my choice and water to kind of dilute it down so that's easier to spray into my hair. And I just take it and I just squeeze it into the braids like so. I don't tug, I don't pull, because you don't want to do that on the hair. Breakage, of course. So I just make sure to press into the hair like this, down the hair, to make sure to penetrate the product into the hair and to make sure that it gets in there. And the thing about this too is that you can do this on your hair at, like, if your hair is kind of old and it's starting to frizz up, you can do this on your hair at night and then tie it down in the morning time. Like, your hair is going to be laid down, slicked down. So that's another thing I like about this technique. So yep, in a wrap, that is how I moisturize my braids. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.